Close your eyes for a moment. What do you see? Darkness, maybe some fleeting images. Now think about what you're thinking. It's a whirlwind in there, isn't it? A rush of thoughts, feelings, memories, anxieties. This inner world, this constant stream of consciousness is the most fundamental part of being human. Yet it's also the most mysterious. We all experience it, every single one of us. We feel the sting of a heartbreak, the joy of a sunrise, the crushing weight of guilt. But where do these feelings come from? Science can map the brain, track neurons firing, and analyze chemical reactions, but can it pinpoint the source of love, of grief, of that quiet voice inside your head whispering doubts or urging you forward? This isn't just about biology, it's about something more profound. Animals feel pain, react to stimuli. Machines process information, calculate with incredible speed. But humans, we do something no other creature on this planet can do. We reflect, we question, we yearn for something beyond the physical world. We create art, build civilizations, search for meaning in the stars and within ourselves. This quest for understanding our own consciousness, for unraveling the secrets of our inner world, is as old as humanity itself. It's a journey that has captivated philosophers and scientists for centuries, leading to countless theories, heated debates, and a profound sense of wonder. Join us now as we dive deep into this enigmatic realm, exploring the mysteries of human consciousness and daring to ask the biggest question of all. Could it be proof of something far greater than ourselves? For centuries we've tried to define consciousness. Is it simply a product of our complex brains? A symphony of electrical impulses and chemical reactions, or is there something more? Something that transcends the physical realm? The more we learn, the more elusive consciousness becomes. It's like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands. We can dissect the brain, study its intricate networks, and marvel at its processing power. But nowhere in those tangled neurons and synapses have we found the seat of consciousness, the eye that experiences the world. It's as if our awareness exists as a field, a force that permeates our being, rather than residing in a specific location. Consider this. You can lose entire chunks of your brain to injury or disease and still retain your sense of self, your memories, your personality. How is that possible if consciousness was simply a product of our physical matter? This resilience, this ability of the mind to endure even when the body is damaged, suggests a connection to something beyond the purely material. Perhaps the answer lies not in dissecting the brain, but in understanding the nature of experience itself. Why does red look red? Why does music evoke such powerful emotions? Why do we feel a sense of awe when we gaze upon a star-filled sky? These subjective experiences, the very essence of consciousness, defy simple explanations. They hint at a deeper reality, a connection between our inner world and the vast, mysterious universe we inhabit. Our exploration of consciousness is not merely an academic exercise, it's a journey of self-discovery, a quest to understand what makes us human. By unraveling the mysteries of our own minds, we gain insights into the nature of reality itself. We begin to see the world around us with fresh eyes, appreciating the interconnectedness of all things. Throughout history, cultures around the world have developed their own interpretations of consciousness. From ancient spiritual traditions to modern quantum physics, the search for answers has taken many forms. Some believe consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, like gravity or electromagnetism. Others see it as a divine spark, a gift that sets us apart from all other creatures. The theories are as diverse as the human experience itself, but one thing is certain. The more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know. This profound mystery, this fundamental question of who we are and why we are here, has been the driving force behind art, religion, philosophy, and science for millennia. Join us now as we delve into the latest scientific discoveries, explore ancient wisdom traditions, and confront the mind-boggling implications of near-death experiences and the quantum realm. This is a journey into the very heart of what it means to be human, an exploration of the profound mystery that lies within each and every one of us. Consciousness. The word itself seems to shimmer, elusive as a mirage. We all know what it means to be conscious, to feel the sun on our skin, the sting of tears, the echo of a melody in our minds. But how do you pin down something so fundamental, so deeply woven into the fabric of our being, with a definition? Scientists and philosophers have grappled with this question for centuries, and yet consciousness remains one of the greatest enigmas of our time. At its core, consciousness is awareness. It's the ability to experience the world around us and our own internal landscape of thoughts, emotions, and sensations. It's not simply reacting to stimuli, as a plant does when it turns towards the sun, but knowing that we're reacting, understanding the feeling of warmth on our leaves, so to speak. It's the difference between simply processing data and truly experiencing life in all its messy, beautiful complexity. Imagine a computer playing chess. It can calculate millions of moves per second, strategizing with a precision that far surpasses any human grandmaster. But does it feel the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat? Does it appreciate the elegance of a particularly clever move, the way a human player might savor a sip of fine wine? This is the crux of the matter. While machines excel at computation, at processing information according to pre-programmed rules, they lack the subjective, experiential dimension that defines human consciousness. They don't feel the weight of their existence, the wonder of a starlit sky, or the longing for connection that drives so much of human behavior. These qualities, these deeply personal and intangible experiences, lie at the heart of what it means to be truly conscious. Think about the most vivid memory you have. Can you almost feel the sun on your skin, taste the salt air, hear the laughter of loved ones? That memory, that intricate tapestry of sensations and emotions, is woven from the same threads that make up your consciousness. It's a testament to the brain's incredible ability to capture and store experiences, transforming them into the narrative of your life. But here's the catch. If you were to open up your brain, to dissect it neuron by neuron, you wouldn't find a specific location where that memory is stored, no memory center where your past is neatly filed away. Instead, memories are distributed throughout the brain, encoded in the intricate web of connections between neurons, in the very structure of your neural networks. Consciousness, it seems, operates in a similar fashion. There's no single consciousness switch we can point to, no isolated region of the brain that houses the you that experiences the world. It's not a localized phenomenon, but rather an emergent property of the brain's complex activity. Like a symphony emerging from the coordinated efforts of numerous musicians, consciousness arises from the intricate interplay of billions of neurons firing in concert. This distributed nature of consciousness makes it incredibly resilient. Unlike a computer where damage to a single component can bring the entire system crashing down, the brain can adapt and rewire itself even after significant injury. People who have lost parts of their brains to stroke or surgery often recover remarkably well, their personalities and memories largely intact, a testament to the brain's incredible plasticity and the elusive nature of the very essence it generates. Consider for a moment the sheer vastness of your inner world. At any given moment, a torrent of thoughts, emotions, sensations, and memories cascades through your mind. You might be simultaneously aware of the taste of your morning coffee, the nagging worry about an upcoming deadline, the distant memory of your grandmother's laugh, and the gentle pressure of your feet on the floor. This constant stream of consciousness is a testament to the brain's incredible processing power. Scientists estimate that the human brain contains roughly 86 billion neurons, each capable of forming thousands of connections with other neurons, resulting in a network of unimaginable complexity. It's within this intricate web of connections, this vast and dynamic landscape of electrical impulses and chemical signals, that our conscious experience takes shape. But how does this physical process, this dance of neurons and synapses, give rise to the subjective, qualitative experience of being human? How do we go from electrical signals to the feeling of love, the taste of chocolate, the awe-inspiring beauty of a sunset? This is the question that has baffled scientists and philosophers for centuries, the so-called hard problem of consciousness. It's like trying to explain the color red to someone who has been blind since birth. You can describe the wavelength of light, the way it stimulates certain cells in the retina, but you can never truly convey the subjective experience of redness. And so it is with consciousness. We can study the brain, map its activity, and identify the neural correlates of certain experiences. But the essence of what it means to be conscious, to experience the world from a first-person perspective, remains tantalizingly out of reach. Imagine, if you will, a team of the world's most brilliant scientists gathered around a laboratory table. They have at their disposal the most advanced technology imaginable. Brain scanners that can track the firing of individual neurons, powerful computers capable of simulating entire neural networks, and a complete map of the human genome, revealing the intricate dance of genes that shape our brains. Their mission to understand how the experience of consciousness arises from the physical matter of the brain. They meticulously study the electrical impulses that zip along neurons, the chemical messengers that bridge the gaps between them, the intricate patterns of activity that ripple across different regions of the brain. They identify specific areas associated with language, memory, emotion, and perception. They can even induce specific experiences, a flash of light, a familiar scent, a surge of joy by stimulating certain parts of the brain. But despite their best efforts, despite their vast knowledge and technological prowess, they remain stumped. They can observe the physical processes of the brain in exquisite detail, but they cannot pinpoint the source of subjective experience. They can see the gears turning, but they can't quite grasp how those gears give rise to the feeling of what it's like to be alive, to experience the world from a first-person perspective. This, in essence, is the hard problem of consciousness, a term coined by philosopher David Chalmers to describe the seemingly insurmountable challenge of explaining how subjective experience arises from objective physical processes. It's a problem that has plagued philosophers and scientists for centuries, and despite significant advances in our understanding of the brain, it remains one of the most profound mysteries of our time. To truly grasp the depth of the hard problem, consider the experience of seeing the color red. Neuroscientists can explain the entire chain of events that occur when you look at a red apple light waves reflecting off the apple's surface enter your eye, stimulating photoreceptor cells in your retina. These cells send electrical signals along the optic nerve to the visual cortex at the back of your brain, where they are processed and interpreted. They can even identify specific neurons that fire in response to the color red, creating a distinct pattern of neural activity that corresponds to your perception of that particular hue. But here's the rub: nowhere along this entire chain of events, from the photons hitting your retina to the neurons firing in your brain, can they find the experience of redness itself. They can see the physical correlates of your experience, but they cannot access the subjective feeling, the qualia of what it's like to see red. This subjective quality of experience, this raw feel of being, seems to exist in a realm beyond the reach of objective scientific inquiry. It's as if we're trapped inside our own heads, looking out at the world through a one-way mirror. We can see the physical processes of the brain unfolding, but we can't get outside of our own subjective experience to understand how those processes give rise to the feeling of what it's like to be. The hard problem of consciousness isn't just about explaining specific experiences like seeing colors or feeling emotions. It's about understanding the very nature of awareness itself. What is it about the human brain that allows us to experience the world subjectively, to have a sense of self, to look upon our own thoughts and feelings with a sense of detached observation? Think about what it means to be you at this very moment. You're aware of the words on this page, the feeling of your chair against your back, the gentle hum of your computer. You might be thinking about what to have for dinner, reminiscing about a childhood memory, or worrying about an upcoming deadline. All of these experiences, these thoughts, sensations and emotions are happening to you, the subject, the I that seems to sit at the center of your conscious awareness. But if you were to search your brain for the location of this I, for the source of your subjective experience, you wouldn't find it. There's no single control center, no Cartesian theater where all of your experiences converge. Your sense of self, like consciousness itself, seems to be an emergent property of the brain's complex activity. A symphony played out across billions of neurons, none of which individually possess the key to your unique identity. This realization can be both exhilarating and unsettling. On the one hand, it suggests that we are far more than just the sum of our parts, that our conscious experience is a remarkable and mysterious phenomenon that transcends the purely physical. On the other hand, it raises profound questions about the nature of the self, free will, and the very meaning of life. If we are not simply our brains, then who are we? And what does it mean to be conscious in a universe that seems indifferent to our existence? The challenge of understanding consciousness lies in its inherently subjective nature. We can study the brain objectively, measuring its activity, mapping its structure, and identifying the neural correlates of various experiences. But we can never fully know what it's like to be another person, to experience the world through their senses, to feel their emotions, to inhabit their unique perspective. Imagine trying to explain the taste of chocolate to someone who has never tasted it before. You could describe its texture, its aroma, its chemical composition. You could even compare it to other tastes they might be familiar with. But you could never truly convey the subjective experience of that first bite of chocolate, the way it melts on your tongue, the burst of flavor that explodes in your mouth. Each of us experiences the world through a unique lens shaped by our genetics, our upbringing, our experiences, and the intricate wiring of our individual brains. This subjectivity of experience, this inherent uniqueness of perspective, makes it incredibly difficult to study consciousness in a truly objective way. It's like trying to solve a puzzle where each piece is constantly shifting and changing shape. And yet, despite the challenges, the quest to understand consciousness continues to captivate scientists and philosophers alike. For in unraveling the mysteries of our own minds, we hold the key to unlocking some of the most profound questions about our place in the cosmos. If we can understand how subjective experience arises from the physical matter of the brain, we might finally begin to grasp the nature of reality itself and our place within its grand design. Close your eyes and imagine this. You find a wallet lying on a crowded sidewalk. It's filled with cash, credit cards, a driver's license with a picture of a smiling family. In that instant, a battle rages within you. One voice whispers, urging you to pocket the wallet to capitalize on this stroke of luck. After all, no one will ever know. But another voice, fainter perhaps, but impossible to ignore, speaks of honesty, of empathy for the stranger who lost something precious. This internal struggle, this moral tug-of-war, is a hallmark of human consciousness. It's the voice of conscience, the whisper of right and wrong that guides our actions, even when no one is watching. Animals operate largely on instinct, driven by the primal urges of survival and reproduction. But humans, we have this remarkable capacity to judge our own thoughts and actions, to hold ourselves accountable to a higher standard. Where does this moral compass come from? Is it simply a product of our upbringing, a set of rules ingrained in us through societal conditioning? Or is there something more at play? A deeper wellspring of empathy and compassion that transcends cultural norms and personal beliefs. The very existence of this inner voice, this capacity for moral reasoning and self-reflection, suggests that consciousness is more than just a biological process. It hints at a dimension of our being that is connected to something larger than ourselves, a universal sense of right and wrong that binds us together as human beings. It suggests that we are not just biological machines driven by selfish genes, but moral agents capable of making choices that shape not only our own destinies, but the fate of the world around us. Think about the last time you did something you knew was wrong. Maybe you told a lie to protect yourself, cheated on a test, or lashed out at someone in anger. You may have gotten away with it externally, but inside a storm was brewing. The pangs of guilt, the gnawing feeling of regret, the shame that washed over you, these are not just fleeting emotions. They are the echoes of our moral conscience, the internal compass that guides us towards a path of integrity and compassion. Unlike physical laws, which operate with predictable certainty, moral codes are often messy and complex. What is considered right in one culture might be deemed wrong in another. Even within the same society, individuals may hold vastly different moral beliefs, leading to passionate debates and seemingly irreconcilable differences. And yet, despite this diversity of perspectives, there seems to be a fundamental core of shared values that transcends cultural boundaries. Across cultures and throughout history, humans have consistently valued qualities such as honesty, kindness, fairness, and courage. We admire those who display these virtues, even when it comes at a personal cost, and we condemn those who violate them, even when they manage to escape external punishment. This suggests that our moral compass is not simply a product of social conditioning, but is rooted in something deeper, perhaps even innate to the human experience. This is not to say that we are born with a fully formed moral code, like a computer program preloaded with a set of ethical guidelines. Rather, our moral compass develops over time, shaped by our experiences, relationships, and reflections on the world around us. But the capacity for moral reasoning, the ability to distinguish right from wrong, and to hold ourselves accountable to a higher standard, seems to be an inherent part of what it means to be human. Think about the countless acts of selflessness and compassion that occur every day around the world. A stranger stopping to help someone in need, a firefighter risking their life to save another, a volunteer dedicating their time to those less fortunate. These actions often defy logic and self-interest. They spring from a deeper wellspring of empathy and altruism, a recognition of our shared humanity that transcends the boundaries of self-preservation. Evolutionary biologists might argue that altruism is simply a form of disguised selfishness, a way of ensuring the survival of our genes through acts of kindness towards kin. But how do we explain acts of compassion towards strangers, towards individuals with whom we share no genetic connection? How do we account for the countless stories of people risking their own lives to save complete strangers, even when there is no hope of reward or recognition? These acts of selfless love and compassion, these moments of extraordinary human connection, suggest that our moral compass points towards something beyond the purely biological imperative of survival. They hint at a deeper dimension of our being, a spiritual or transcendent aspect of consciousness that connects us to something larger than ourselves. This is not to say that we are all saints or that human history is devoid of cruelty and violence. Sadly, our capacity for love and compassion often coexists with our capacity for selfishness and aggression. But the very fact that we recognize these acts of selflessness as extraordinary, as something worthy of praise and admiration, suggests that they are not simply anomalies, but rather expressions of a fundamental aspect of human nature. A glimmer of something divine that shines through even in the darkest of times. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the waking world, a remarkable transformation begins within the quiet theatre of your mind. The familiar boundaries of logic and reason begin to blur, replaced by a surreal landscape where time bends, gravity loosens its grip, and the impossible becomes not just possible, but vividly, undeniably real. You're falling asleep, surrendering to the embrace of the dream world. For centuries, dreams have captivated the human imagination, inspiring art, mythology, and religious interpretations. They are a nightly reminder of the hidden depths of our consciousness, a realm where the subconscious mind is free to weave fantastical narratives, replay memories in distorted forms, and confront us with our deepest fears and desires. But what is the purpose of these nightly escapades into the surreal? Are they merely random firings of neurons, the brain's way of clearing out the day's mental clutter, or do they hold a deeper significance? Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, believed that dreams were a window into the unconscious mind, a way for repressed desires, fears, and memories to surface in symbolic form. He saw dream analysis as a tool for uncovering hidden traumas, resolving emotional conflicts, and gaining a deeper understanding of the forces that drive our thoughts and behaviors. While modern neuroscience has moved beyond some of Freud's more literal interpretations, the idea that dreams serve a psychological function remains compelling. Dreams may provide a safe space for processing emotions, rehearsing for challenging situations, and consolidating memories, strengthening the neural pathways that underpin our waking lives. Imagine waking from a dream with your heart pounding, the remnants of a vivid nightmare still clinging to the edges of your awareness. Or perhaps you wake with a feeling of profound peace, a sense of clarity and insight gleaned from a dream filled with symbolic imagery and cryptic messages. Such experiences suggest that dreams are more than just random neural noise. They may be a way for our subconscious mind to communicate with our conscious awareness, offering guidance, warnings, or creative inspiration. Many cultures throughout history have viewed dreams as prophetic, offering glimpses into the future or messages from the divine. Shamans and oracles relied on dreams to guide their decisions, interpret the will of the gods, and heal the sick. While modern society tends to view such beliefs with skepticism, the enduring power of dreams to evoke a sense of awe, wonder, and even spiritual connection cannot be denied. Whether or not we ascribe a literal meaning to our dreams, they can undoubtedly serve as a source of creative inspiration, personal insight, and even spiritual growth. Keeping a dream journal, paying attention to recurring themes and symbols, and exploring the emotions evoked by our dreams can provide valuable insights into our waking lives, helping us to identify unresolved conflicts, uncover hidden desires, and navigate life's challenges with greater awareness. The language of dreams is often symbolic and elusive, requiring us to engage our intuition and imagination to decipher its meaning. A dream about flying might represent a sense of freedom or a desire to escape limitations. A dream about being chased could symbolize a fear of confrontation or a feeling of being overwhelmed. By paying attention to these symbolic messages, we can gain a deeper understanding of our own inner landscape and unlock the hidden potential within our dreams. One of the most intriguing aspects of the dream world is its complete disregard for the laws of physics and the constraints of logic that govern our waking reality. In dreams, we can fly through the air, breathe underwater, teleport to distant locations, and even travel backward or forward in time. The impossible becomes not just possible, but effortlessly so, as if the very fabric of reality is more fluid and malleable within the dreamscape. This bending of reality suggests that our minds are capable of experiencing far more than our senses allow in our waking state. Perhaps the dream world is not a separate realm, but rather an expansion of consciousness itself, a glimpse into a reality where the limitations of space, time, and even physical form no longer apply. Some theories propose that dreams provide a training ground for consciousness, allowing us to explore different possibilities, experiment with different identities, and confront our fears in a safe environment. By pushing the boundaries of our perceived reality, dreams may help us to expand our creativity, problem-solving abilities, and even our capacity for empathy and compassion. Consider the experience of lucid dreaming, where the dreamer becomes aware that they are dreaming and can consciously influence the course of the dream. Lucid dreamers report being able to fly at will, change the scenery around them, and even interact with dream characters as if they were real people. This level of conscious control within the dream state suggests that our minds are far more powerful than we often realize, capable of shaping not just our waking reality, but also the very fabric of our dreams. Throughout history, many cultures have viewed dreams not just as psychological phenomena, but as spiritual experiences, offering glimpses into the afterlife, connections with deceased loved ones, or even journeys of the soul beyond the physical body. While such interpretations may seem far-fetched in our modern, scientifically oriented world, the enduring power of dreams to evoke a sense of the sacred, the mysterious, and the profound cannot be easily dismissed. Near-death experiences, often characterized by feelings of peace, out-of-body sensations, and encounters with deceased relatives, share some striking similarities with vivid dreams. Some researchers speculate that near-death experiences and dreams may arise from similar neurological processes, blurring the line between our perception of the physical world and the realm of consciousness beyond the brain. Whether or not we interpret dreams as literal journeys of the soul, they can undoubtedly serve as a powerful reminder of the mysteries that lie beyond our current understanding of consciousness and the nature of reality. They challenge us to question our assumptions, expand our awareness, and embrace the possibility that our existence extends far beyond the confines of our physical bodies and the waking world. Perhaps the dream world is not a separate realm, but rather a different dimension of consciousness, a realm where the limitations of time and space dissolve, and we catch fleeting glimpses of a reality that is both timeless and infinite. As we awaken each morning from the embrace of the dream world, we carry with us not just the echoes of fantastical adventures, but also the seeds of a deeper understanding of ourselves and the vast, mysterious universe we inhabit. For centuries, Western science has largely approached consciousness as a product of the brain, a complex symphony of neurons firing, creating the illusion of a unified self. Yet, this perspective, while yielding valuable insights into the mechanics of the mind, often struggles to accommodate the vast array of human experiences that suggest a connection to something greater, something beyond the physical realm. Across the globe, countless cultures, many with traditions spanning millennia, offer alternative perspectives on consciousness. From the ancient yogis of India to the shamans of the Amazon rainforest, many traditions view consciousness not as something generated by the brain, but rather as a fundamental force that permeates the universe, an omnipresent energy field that we tap into, much like a radio receiver tuning into a specific frequency. In these traditions, the brain is not seen as the creator of consciousness, but rather as a receiver, a filter, or even a gateway to a higher realm of awareness. This perspective offers a compelling framework for understanding experiences that challenge the materialist paradigm. Phenomena like near-death experiences, out-of-body sensations, precognitive dreams, and the profound interconnectedness reported by seasoned meditators. Consider the ancient Indian philosophy of Vedanta, which posits that our true nature is not the physical body or the limited ego mind, but rather pure consciousness itself, a universal, all-encompassing awareness that underlies all of existence. This perspective, far from being a quaint relic of the past, is finding increasing resonance with modern thinkers, particularly those exploring the intersection of quantum physics, consciousness studies, and mystical experience. Imagine this. You're floating above your own body, watching as doctors frantically try to revive you. You feel a sense of profound peace, detached from the unfolding drama below. You're drawn towards a warm, inviting light, and as you move closer, you encounter deceased loved ones, their presence both familiar and comforting. This is not a scene from a science fiction film, but rather a common thread in thousands of near-death experiences reported worldwide. While skeptics often attribute near-death experiences to hallucinations caused by oxygen deprivation or the brain's response to trauma, many elements of these experiences defy simple physiological explanations. The consistency of the narratives across cultures, the life-changing impact on those who experience them, and the often detailed recall of events that occurred while clinically dead challenge the notion that these are merely tricks of a dying brain. Could near-death experiences be glimpses into a realm of consciousness that exists independent of the physical body? Could they offer evidence for the soul's survival beyond death? A comforting thought for many grappling with the finite nature of our earthly existence. While science may never be able to definitively prove or disprove the existence of an afterlife, near-death experiences offer a tantalizing glimpse into the mysteries that lie beyond the veil of our current understanding. For those who have had these profound experiences, the impact is often life-altering. Many report a newfound appreciation for life, a diminished fear of death, and a deep sense of connection to something larger than themselves. Whether interpreted as spiritual awakenings, neurological anomalies, or something in between, near-death experiences continue to spark debate and fuel our fascination with the nature of consciousness and the mysteries of what lies beyond this life. Section 3, Ancient Practices, Modern Questions, Meditation and the Mind. For thousands of years, meditation has held a revered place in numerous spiritual traditions, offering a path to inner peace, self-discovery, and a deeper connection to the divine. While Western science often viewed meditation through a skeptical lens, dismissing it as a purely subjective practice with little empirical basis, recent decades have witnessed a surge in scientific interest in the profound effects of meditation on the brain and body. Studies using brain imaging technology have revealed that long-term meditators exhibit significant changes in brain structure and function, particularly in areas associated with attention, emotional regulation, compassion, and self-awareness. These findings suggest that meditation is not simply about relaxation or stress reduction, but rather a powerful tool for reshaping the very neural pathways that underpin our thoughts, emotions, and behavior. From the perspective of consciousness studies, meditation offers a unique window into the nature of the mind. By cultivating a state of deep inner stillness, meditators can observe the ebb and flow of thoughts, emotions, and sensations with a clarity and detachment that is difficult to achieve in the hustle and bustle of daily life. This practice of mindful observation allows for a deeper understanding of the workings of consciousness, revealing the impermanent, ever-changing nature of our thoughts and experiences. Moreover, advanced meditators often report experiences that resonate with the non-material perspectives on consciousness found in many ancient traditions. These experiences can include a sense of interconnectedness with all things, a dissolution of the boundaries between self and other, and even glimpses of a realm of pure awareness that transcends the limitations of time and space. While these experiences are often difficult to describe in language, they point towards a dimension of consciousness that is vast, mysterious, and ripe for further exploration. Section 1. The Quantum Puzzle Box. For centuries, the Newtonian view of the universe, with its predictable laws of motion and clockwork precision, reigned supreme. It painted a picture of reality as a giant machine, its gears grinding away with predictable certainty. Consciousness within this framework was often relegated to a mere byproduct of the brain's complex machinery, an epiphenomenon with little influence on the material world. Then in the early 20th century, the world of physics was turned upside down by the advent of quantum mechanics. This revolutionary theory revealed a reality far stranger and more mysterious than anything classical physics could have predicted. At the subatomic level, the neat, predictable world of Newtonian mechanics dissolved into a realm of fuzzy probabilities, wave-particle duality, and an unsettling interconnectedness that seemed to defy common sense. Particles, it turned out, weren't always particles. They could also behave like waves, their properties existing in a superposition of states until the act of observation seemingly collapsed them into a definite form. The very act of observing, of measuring, seemed to influence the outcome of experiments, suggesting a deep connection between the observer and the observed. Entanglement, that spooky action at a distance, revealed that particles once linked could remain correlated across vast distances, their fates intertwined in ways that defied classical explanations. This strange, counterintuitive world of quantum mechanics challenged the very foundations of our understanding of reality. If the building blocks of the universe behaved in such bizarre and unpredictable ways, could it be that consciousness, too, operated according to a different set of rules than those governing the macroscopic world? Could the mysteries of the quantum realm hold the key to unlocking the secrets of our own minds? Section 2. Entangled Minds, a Symphony of Possibilities. The idea that consciousness might be inherently quantum mechanical is not new. As far back as the 1930s, physicists like Niels Bohr and Erwin Schrödinger, pioneers of quantum theory, speculated about the potential role of quantum phenomena in explaining the workings of the mind. However, these ideas remained largely speculative, lacking the empirical evidence and theoretical frameworks needed to gain widespread acceptance. In recent decades, however, the field of quantum biology has emerged, revealing that quantum effects are not confined to the esoteric realm of subatomic particles, but play a crucial role in a wide range of biological processes, from photosynthesis to bird navigation. This realization has breathed new life into the idea that quantum mechanics might also play a role in consciousness, perhaps even providing the missing link between the physical brain and the subjective experience of being. One of the most prominent proponents of the quantum mind theory is physicist Roger Penrose, who, along with anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff, proposed a model suggesting that consciousness arises from quantum computations occurring within microtubules, tiny structures found within neurons. According to their OR, orchestrated objective reduction theory, these microtubules act as quantum computers, their delicate states collapsing into definite outcomes, orchestrating the firing of neurons and giving rise to our conscious experience. While the OR theory remains controversial, it highlights the growing recognition that quantum phenomena might be essential for understanding the complexity and subtlety of consciousness. Other researchers are exploring the potential role of quantum entanglement in explaining the interconnectedness of conscious experience, suggesting that our minds may be linked in ways that transcend the limitations of space and time, much like entangled particles. The implications of a quantum mind are profound, challenging not only our understanding of ourselves but also our place in the cosmos. If consciousness is not merely a byproduct of the brain's activity, but rather a fundamental aspect of reality, woven into the very fabric of the universe, it suggests a deep interconnectedness between mind and matter, between the observer and the observed. Some physicists, like Menas Kafatos and Robert Jastrow, have even gone so far as to suggest that the universe itself might be fine-tuned for the emergence of consciousness. They point to the remarkable chain of coincidences that led to our existence, the precise values of fundamental constants, the improbable formation of stars and galaxies, the delicate balance of conditions necessary for life to arise as evidence that consciousness may be an inherent part of the cosmic blueprint. This anthropic principle, as it's known, remains a topic of debate among physicists and cosmologists. However, it highlights the profound philosophical implications of considering consciousness as a fundamental aspect of reality. If the universe is indeed fine-tuned for the emergence of beings capable of observing and appreciating its beauty and complexity, it suggests a purposefulness, a meaningfulness to our existence that transcends the purely materialist worldview. The quantum mind theory, while still in its infancy, offers a tantalizing glimpse into a reality far stranger and more wondrous than anything we could have imagined. It challenges us to expand our understanding of consciousness, to embrace the possibility that we are not isolated islands of awareness, but rather integral parts of a vast interconnected web of being, our minds linked to the very fabric of the cosmos in ways we're only beginning to explore. We began this exploration with a simple question: what is consciousness? We dove into the intricate machinery of the brain, marveling at its billions of neurons firing in concert, creating the symphony of our thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. Yet, amidst this intricate biological hardware, the essence of consciousness, the I that experiences the world, remained tantalizingly elusive. Like skilled mechanics, we peered under the hood of a high-performance engine, tracing wires, analyzing circuits, and mapping the flow of electrical impulses. We could identify the components responsible for specific functions: memory, language, sensory processing. But the source of the spark, the animating force that transformed this collection of parts into a living, breathing being, continued to elude our grasp. The hard problem of consciousness, that seemingly insurmountable chasm between the objective world of matter and the subjective realm of experience, challenged us to confront the limitations of a purely materialist worldview. Could it be that consciousness is more than just a product of our brains, more than the sum of our biological parts? We explored the moral dimensions of consciousness, that inner compass that guides us toward empathy, compassion, and a sense of justice, suggesting a connection to something beyond the purely self-serving drives of evolution. We delved into the dream world, that nightly realm where logic bends, reality melts away, and the impossible becomes not just possible but vividly real, hinting at a dimension of our being unbounded by the constraints of time and space. Venturing beyond the Western scientific paradigm, we encountered ancient traditions that have long recognized the interconnected nature of consciousness. From the yogis of India to the shamans of the Amazon, these cultures speak of a universal life force, a field of pure awareness that permeates all things, connecting us to each other and to something far greater than ourselves. We listen to the whispers of those who have brushed against the veil of death and returned, sharing stories of profound peace, out-of-body experiences and encounters with deceased loved ones. While science grapples with explanations, these near-death experiences served as poignant reminders of the mysteries that lie beyond our current understanding of life, death, and the nature of consciousness. Finally, we turned our gaze to the quantum realm, that strange and counterintuitive world where particles dance between states of being and non-being, where the observer and the observed are inextricably linked, and where the very fabric of reality seems to shimmer with infinite possibilities. Could it be that consciousness, like the quantum world itself, operates according to a different set of rules than those governing the macroscopic world? The quantum mind theory, while still in its infancy, offered a tantalizing glimpse into a reality where our minds are not isolated entities, but rather integral parts of a vast interconnected web of being. It challenged us to embrace the possibility that consciousness is not merely a product of the brain, but a fundamental aspect of the universe, perhaps even the very ground of being from which all of reality arises. As we stand at the precipice of this vast unknown, humbled by the immensity of what we don't know, one thing is certain. The journey to understand consciousness is ultimately a journey inward. It is a journey of self-discovery, an exploration of the inner landscape of our own minds, a quest to unravel the mystery of who we are and why we are here. Whether we find answers in the laboratories of neuroscientists, the ancient wisdom of spiritual traditions, or the mind-bending equations of quantum physicists, the true revelation lies in the experience itself. It lies in those moments of awe and wonder when we gaze upon a star-filled sky, the stirrings of compassion that arise when we witness suffering, the creative spark that ignites when we engage in art, music, or the pursuit of knowledge. The mystery of consciousness may never be fully solved, but in embracing the questions, in cultivating a sense of curiosity and wonder about the nature of our own being, we open ourselves to a deeper experience of life. We begin to see the world around us with fresh eyes, appreciating the interconnectedness of all things, the preciousness of this moment, and the infinite potential that lies dormant within each and every one of us. So, let us continue to explore, to question, to marvel at the extraordinary gift of consciousness that we have been given. For in the end, it is not the answers we find, but the journey itself, the journey inward that illuminates the path to our own humanity and reveals the true wonder of being alive in this vast, mysterious universe. Thanks for making it to the end. If you enjoyed our video and learned something, subscribe to see future videos.